the sound of the beast. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast.
All right. I think I'm ready to produce this video. Production time. All right. Today's video. Let me make sure that I'm doing this right. You know what? I gotta put my glasses on, man. I use glasses now. Sorry. Today's video. Oh man, that's why you got to be ready before you produce videos. Yeah. Today's video it's a video about I haven't seen anybody make these videos before. So hopefully you guys like this you guys like this video. I mean, because you know, I would have liked to have this information when I was first starting out. You know, that's my whole goal, just to, you know, share, you know, free information. There's some people out there that don't even share free information. They write, like, you know, ebooks or write books, and you know, they charge you for the information that, you know, that they have. But I don't feel like that, you know. I really don't. I don't feel like that. I feel like, you know, this information should be disclosed anyways, you know, and given to you, you know. That way it could help you, you know. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let me get to the point. Today's video is about how much money does a t-shirt printing business or shop or store, how much money it makes annually. An actual number. I'm going to give you an actual number today, because I haven't heard anyone speak about an actual number. They give you what you call, some people give you estimated numbers. Maybe we'll make this much number. Maybe, you know. Oh, no, a hypothetical number that, you know, that you can hit. In other words, you know, you might be able to hit this if you decide to go with this program or to do it this way. You know, just maybe crap. Today, I'm gonna give you how much I've made, the actual numbers. So I'm gonna tell you the truth. All right. Now, keep in mind, I stopped printing. I've already stopped printing for a while, maybe for about a year and a half now, since my daughter has been born. She's asleep right now, so I'm trying not to, you know, talk too loud, but I'm trying to talk loud enough so you guys can hear me. Like I said, I'm going to give you the actual number of how much I've made, you know, throughout the time that I've started. See, there were like some off and on times, so I wasn't making any money, and then I would go back and I would be making the money. But I'm going to give you the number from when I started, from exactly when I started in 2010. When I started in 2010, and then the following year, the following years after that, and that way you can get a better understanding on how much money you can make, whether, you know, you're doing this part-time, or you know, you're thinking about doing this full-time, or maybe you can, you know, someone can apply to their own business, you know, whether you're selling shoes at the flea market or whatever, you know. All right, let me start this out. Okay, so this is from when I started. I'm going to see if I can try to give you a breakdown too of like each jobs. I'm going to just give you a breakdown on one particular job. One color design, 24 t-shirts, white shirts. That's like the basics for us. You know, white shirts is the cheapest to get, and pretty easy to print on. You know, you got multiple colors that you can use on white shirts, and it's only one color, and it's only one frame, to screen print on. See, that's how I was doing it at first. I was screen printing first, and then I added heat pressing, and then I was gonna try to add DTG. I'm gonna be adding DTG to my whole setup, but that's when I for the later videos, I can show you that a little later. But this one, all right, this is a breakdown. Now for 24 shirts, this is the pricing of what I used to charge. For 24 shirts, one color with a setup, I would charge $8. $8. Some people charge more. It depends. I would charge $8 for 24 shirts, white shirts. Sometimes I would charge $8 for colored shirts too. It depends. It depends. But I would make on that job with the setup fee of $20 for that one frame, because I would charge a setup fee in order to set the job up on the frame and shoot the film on the emulsion on your frame, and printing out. I would charge for the what's it called, that white film that we use to print our images. Fuck it, I forgot what the hell it's called. Anyways, I would charge a complete setup with 24 shirts, white shirt or color shirt, one color. I would charge $212. Now, I would subtract the $20 for the setup. All right, for the setup, I would subtract that, because you have to put that back inside the business. The $20 back into the setup, which was $20. Then I would from that $8, I would subtract $4. $4. In other words, it was maybe about $3 for the shirt and maybe $1 for the ink. All right, so $4 from that, from each shirt. $4 from each shirt, which left me with $4 in profit for each shirt. So for the complete job for someone to buy the 24 shirts for me was about $212, right? Then I would subtract the $4 and half of that, and then I would put that half back into the business, right? And my profit, my profit was $96 off of that job. All right, because let's see, you still have to purchase the shirts and use the ink, because you still have to use the ink. You have to use the ink for each shirt, so you have to charge the customer. You're not gonna do the stuff for free. So $96 of that money was using my money, right? Let me see, and how much went back to the shop? Let's see, $116. So $116 and $20 for the setup, which equals up to $136, would go back inside the shop, because you have to replenish your inks, your the frames, the emulsion, the film that you use to shoot the frame, the ink that you use inside the printers, and of course your time. So that would go back inside the shop, period. And the $96 would go into the profit. Now, that's a breakdown of that particular type of job. Every job, you don't charge exactly the same, because usually the higher the count the t-shirts, the less money you charge the customer, but the profit still stays usually the same. All right, now when I first started, that's what I was doing. I was actually trying to figure out how much to charge people, so I was like fluctuating back and forth. But my first 8 months of being open, all right, and running my own stuff, my first 8 months, I made. Well, it started out like finally, I got my. I think I got my first job off of eBay. I think it was off of eBay, and then I had some family members too that wanted some shirts too. So those are kind of like my first jobs that I ran. I think I ran. Yeah, I can remember too. It was this. It was like a football party shirt from for Green Bay. Matter of fact, it was for Green Bay. I'm a Bears fan. Unfortunately, I know the Bears suck. Yes, I know, but I'm still a Bears fan. I know they suck balls. I know. But my first 8 months, I made up to about, maybe close to about $2,000 a month. All right? Now, after a year of me running things, I started making from 2,000 to about 11,000 a month. So there was a spike. It would spike because of the season, because it was warmer out, so people were actually buying more. Because when I lived in Chicago, so when it got cold, things slowed down a lot, and people weren't buying as much T-shirts, printing jobs, as I would have liked to. But there was this was about my annual estimate after that first year, and then the first year, and then the first year I didn't make a lot, because it if like I said, it fluctuated from 2,000 to 11,000. Sometimes it went less than 2,000 a month. So during that year, I might have made like maybe, I don't know, $10,000, $18,000, for the first year, for the first time. And I was like, wow, okay, could I make a living at this? So I was I was working as a school bus driver in Chicago. If you go back in my videos, you're gonna see that I'm shooting film from my school bus driver when I was school bus driving. But I started noticing that I could make a living out of this. So then the second year, everything started changing, because I was working out of the garage. You can see that in my old videos. And I started noticing that I was, summertime rolled around, I was making about from $8,000 to $11,000 a month. So I decided to open up a store. So once I did that, a lot of things changed. Because there were mistakes that I made. But that second year, my annual the money that I made annually, sorry, I'm like backwards as hell today. I made about, let me see. Oh, I made about 40 damn, hold on. Coffee, man. This keeps me up. Man, I be up to like 6 o'clock in the morning. I be working on videos and ideas and other stuff to generate money. Plus, at the same time, I'm taking care of my daughter, because she wakes up at night a lot. So I'm feeding her a bottle. Sometimes I'm in these paper and writing stuff down. I'm trying to, figure out ideas, So I'm always up. So I drink a lot of coffee, and I drink that Puerto Rican coffee, that Bustelo, because I'm Puerto Rican. And man, this will keep you up. But I made my second year, I made about $46,000. Half of that is profit, and the other half goes, of course, back inside the business, because you have to. Because you got to replenish it. All your material that you have in the shop, you always have to replenish it. Always. you know. So half of that was profit, which was $23,000. Then the following year, my profit margin, it went up again. So I made about close to I think it was like 30 I think it was like 36 to about $40,000. So you see, not one person do I know has told you exactly how much they have made in their shop. And mind you, my first year I was working out of my house. Remember, I didn't make as much, but I was working in my house. And then I moved, I rented the garage where I used to live, and then it started going up, right? And then once I did that, I started noticing I was making more money, so I always wanted a store, so I opened up a store. And then that's when I ran into problems. So half of this video is going to be about how much I made as a printer my first couple of years, and then the other half, of this video is going to be like, the mistakes that I made. All right, my mistakes after I opened up the shop was, hold on. Okay, sorry, my daughter was waking up. She's on the couch right here. She is awake, but she ain't causing no problems. So I'm gonna keep shooting until she start crying. Anyways, I'm 47 years old, man, and I got me a new one. This is hard. And there she go. Come here. Daddy's in production. Daddy's producing the video. All right, I got to tell these people, how much I used to make, or how much you can potentially make. Okay, my mistakes. My mistake was that I slowed down my advertising. See, because I used to do a lot of advertising while I was at home in the garage. Because remember, you got, just because you put that money back inside your business, right? But you got to remember, you got to have a small budget for advertising. Advertising. Dude, advertising works. But it depends on where you go and who you deal with. Remember, in my old video, Google brought me some business, but it also took a lot of money from me. A lot of that free money I gave to them. But I had slowed down my advertising, right? Plus, I had a credit card processing. Whenever I had people come into the shop, or phone call, people that will call in orders and stuff like that. How you always have a lot of phone calls. People want to buy stuff, and they don't want to walk into the shop. So I used to have that Square company, that Square.com, whatever the hell you call them, Square. They totally screwed my business up, totally. So that's why I don't deal with them. I don't want to know anything about them. That little Square thing you put on your phone, or the little Square little gadgets. I've seen them around in other stores, but Square was made for the transactions that are little. If you got like small transactions, $5, $10, $20, man, Square probably perfect for you. But see, as a printer, our transactions were a lot larger. 200, 500, 2,000, I've had jobs that were like 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, and the thing is that, what they do is they hold your money up in order to see if it was fraudulent or not. And all of my processes, they weren't fraudulent. They were just, people, having, events. They come to my shop. I have to, scan their card, And the thing is, it would halt the money, and I couldn't even buy their. See, because as a printer, I don't buy the shirts and keep them in the shop. I outsource it. You know, I go through other companies and I get the shirts and I have them delivered to my shop. And I don't pay for them. I don't pay for the shirts. The customer pays for the shirt. Right? That stuff don't even come out my pocket at all. The only thing that comes out my pocket is the ink stuff or any of the process for the printing. That stuff is the only thing that comes out of my pocket. But Square jacked me over on so many of those processes, and that's why I ended up closing that store in Chicago. You know, that was one of the reasons. The second reason was because business slowed down, right? So when business slowed down, you make less money, hard to pay your rent, the lights, the gas, your business insurance. You know, it's hard to do all those things, you know, if business slows down or if Square is holding up your money. I mean, they held up so much money. It was like almost 8 months. 8 months until they finally released the money. See, what happened was with all the customers that I had that had their money, what I did was I had to come out of my pocket to do the job and then, you know, continue on that way. So I was waiting months. I mean, like 8 months for my money from Square. And, dude, never again will I ever use them, ever. I use PayPal. PayPal about acts almost the same way, but I've been with them for so long that I don't like them either. I don't like them either because they do the same thing, holding up your money like that too. But you know, there are other companies that won't hold you up like that, you know. But we can get into that. Get into that later. And what else was what messed me up was what? I slowed down the advertising, which was my mistake. That bad credit processing with Square, bad mistake. And my location of my store wasn't located in the best area, you know, for traffic. And my pricing was, I kept fluctuating the pricing, you know, trying to figure it all out. And what? You dropped a pen? I can't pick it up, baby. Oh. Man, sorry about that. Here's the pen. And the pricing, you know, I was always playing with the pricing, and that caused a problem. And then, you know, it caused problems too with, you know, with the service that I was trying to provide for people, you know. You know, if you do bad service with people, yeah, people are not going to be happy. They're not going to come back to your shop, you know. I always tried to do 110%. There was some, you know, sometimes you just ran into customers that were just unreasonable, you know, don't understand the process of printing, and they think it's just, you know, you just print something out. Even heat transfer paper, that's not even easy. That's not easy, you know. They think it's just, you know, you can go to freaking Michael's or one of them art stores and buy that cheap ass paper, print out the image on a computer, and then heat press it. It ain't, you know. They think it's easy, but it actually isn't. You know, it's quicker that way. It is quicker. Because I've done it, you know. I've done like 24 shirt. I had a 24 shirt job, and I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I could do this off a heat transfer, and I did it. I printed it. I did the heat I did that. What you call that? I used to use the. Well, I used two types of the one with the solid paper, and then the one without the backing, the one that doesn't have that adhesive, where it just gives you the image and not the backing. I forgot what it's called, but I'll get to that later. But like I said, those are the things that held me up from making that type of money, you know. But Chicago has a problem, you know. It has a problem with the winter. You can't make no money. See, now that's why I moved here, because it's constantly warm here, you know, and there's always something happening here. And I've had quite a few problems trying to start it because, you know, living here it's a little different. You can make a lot of money, believe me, but I haven't been able to set up like I used to. You know, I've had to spend a lot more money on surviving than doing anything else. But all that's gonna be changing before the end of this year. All of it's gonna be changing, and I'll tell you again exactly how much money I'm making at my shop. So now you know exactly how much I made. You know how much I made in an annual year. So my first year I might have made like, well, I didn't. What did I say? I didn't even write that down. How much? I think it was 18,000. I believe it was. I don't know if it was 16 to 18,000 because I remember back then, and I looked at the numbers, and I said, "Damn, I made 18,000 my first year." So that's why I said, "Can I make a living at this?" I said, "Oh yeah, I sure can." And then the second year it started going up. So I made because remember that $10,000 a month is not guaranteed, or 11,000 is not guaranteed each month. It's not for printers because it fluctuates for us. Sometimes each month, some months you can make $2,000. Some months you'll probably make $500 because of lack of business. But it starts to add up throughout the year. So my second year I made like about $40 to $46,000, and I was like, damn, I made that much money. And then I subtracted what I needed to put back inside the business, and I was like, okay. 23, I was like, I can work off that, because I noticed that my profit was going up. So your profit can go up, but there's just certain things that you have to do for your business, There's just things that you have to do and keep paying attention to how you price things and how you break everything down. What's wrong, baby? Like I said, how you break everything down, as far as how much money you're gonna put back in the business and how much money you're gonna keep. I never used to. I didn't pay myself weekly or monthly. I didn't do that. The only thing I used to do was just pay the bills, pay my apartment bills, and pay the shop bills. That's all I used to do. What's wrong, baby? You ain't gonna let me produce this, huh? Or you don't want me to talk? But I have to. I got to give them the information. I have to give it to them. It's free information. Yeah. But about 46,000 was what I made my second year. And then the third year, I think it did go up. It did go up to about 50 something. It wasn't going up fast, but I was making money. So there you go. That's how much money I've made at my shop. And I've told you straight up, honestly, no bullshit. Alright? Well, I'm going to have to go because she getting fussy. Alright? So say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Why are you angry? We got to go. They got work to do.